Good evening. This is Akashvani. I am Valsa Williams with the news at 9. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurates 141st session of International Olympic Committee in Mumbai, says India is eager to organise Olympics in the country. G20 Parliamentary Speakers Summit concludes successfully in New Delhi. India hands over P20 Presidency to Parliament of Brazil. CBI conducts raids in connection with forged passport racket in various parts of West Bengal and Skkim. Israel claims to have killed 2 Hamas commanders behind last week's deadly attacks on its southern territory. Mass exodus of Palestinians from northern Gaza continues. And in the ICC Cricket World Cup, India crushed Pakistan by 7 wickets in Ahmedabad. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated the 141st International Olympic Committee session in Mumbai this evening. Delivering the keynote address, the Prime Minister said India is eager to organise Olympics in the country. He said India will leave no stone unturned in the preparation for the successful organisation of the Olympics in 2036. This is the dream of 140 crore Indians.
2036 में भारत में ओलंपिक्स का सफल आयोजन हो, इसके लिए भारत अपने प्रयासों में कोई कमी नहीं रखेगा। 140 करोड़ भारतीयों का बरसों पुराना सपना है, उनकी आकांक्षा है। इस सपने को अब हम आप सबके सहयोग से पूरा करना चाहते हैं।
Mr. Modi stated that sports are not only about competitions, they also provide an opportunity for humanity to grow. He emphasized that the language of sports is universal and the spirit of sports is universal as well.
स्पोर्ट्स में कोई लूजर नहीं होता, स्पोर्ट्स में सिर्फ विनर्स और लर्नर्स होते हैं। स्पोर्ट्स की लैंग्वेज यूनिवर्सल है, स्पिरिट यूनिवर्सल है। स्पोर्ट्स सिर्फ कंपटीशन नहीं है, स्पोर्ट्स ह्यूमैनिटी को अपने विस्तार का अवसर देता है।
The Prime Minister congratulated the Indian cricket team for their recent victory against Pakistan and mentioned that all Indian players are performing brilliantly in various sports. The Prime Minister noted that sports have been an integral part of our lifestyle for ages and our festivals are incomplete without them. President of the International Olympic Committee Thomas Bach and other members of the IOC, along with prominent Indian sports personalities and representatives from various sports federations, including the Indian Olympic Association, are also present for this event. Mr. Bach said in his address that the example of India's growing Olympic spirit is the outstanding performance of its athletes at the Asian Games in Hangzhou.
Another illustration of the growing Olympic spirit is the outstanding performance of these Indian athletes at the Asian Games in Hangzhou. Congratulations to India on its record-breaking medal haul. This is something that the entire Olympic community in India can be very proud of.
The G20 Parliamentary Speakers Summit P20 concluded in New Delhi today. India handed over the P20 Presidency to the Parliament of Brazil after successfully concluding the 9th P20 Presidency. Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla handed over the presidency to the President of the Chamber of Deputies of Brazil, Mr. Arthur Cesar Pereira de Lira, at Yashobhumi in Delhi. Speaking on the occasion, the Lok Sabha Speaker said it is a matter of pride that all the parliamentarians adopted the joint statement during the summit of P20, which reflects the common commitment of the parliaments.
हम संघर्षों और विवादों के शांतिपूर्ण समाधान का समर्थन करते हुए अंतर्राष्ट्रीय शांति, समृद्धि और सद्भाव को बढ़ावा देने के लिए उत्प्रेरक रूप में प्रासंगिक मंचों पर संसदीय राजनीति और परस्पर संवाद जारी रखेंगे। हम आने वाले समय में अपने पूर्ण एजेंडा और अपनी साझी प्रतिबद्धताओं को P20, G20 और उससे भी आगे बढ़ने के संकल्प को पुनः दोहराते हैं।
India hosted the summit under the broader framework of India's G20 presidency. The theme of the P20 summit is Parliaments for One Earth, One Family and One Future. On the sidelines of the event, Om Birla also held talks with the Speaker of the Grand National Assembly of Turkey, Numan Kurtulmus, and Chairperson of Federation Council of the Federal Assembly of Russia, Valentina Matvienko. He also met with the President of the Inter-Parliamentary Union, Duarte Pacheco. Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla today registered protest against bringing a proposal in the European Parliament on India's internal issues during his meeting with the Vice President of the European Parliament, Nicola Beer. The meeting was held on the sidelines of the G20 Parliamentary Speakers Summit in New Delhi. Mr. Birla insisted that every nation and parliament is sovereign and their internal issues should not be discussed by others. The Central Bureau of Investigation has busted a major passport racket in West Bengal and Skkim and arrested a senior superintendent of Passport Seva Laghu Kendra PSLK in Gangtok and a private person in an alleged bribery of 1.9 lakh rupees. The CBI said in a release that a case was registered against 24 accused, including Deputy Passport Officer Kolkata, Senior Superintendent PSLK Gangtok, other public servants and private persons. It was alleged that public servants of Regional Passport Office, Kolkata and Passport Seva Laghu Kendra Gangtok entered into criminal conspiracy with others, including passport agents and middlemen. In pursuance of the said conspiracy, the accused, in lieu of illegal gratification, were issuing passports on the basis of false and forged identity documents submitted by middlemen on behalf of those applicants who are non-residents of India. As part of the crackdown on the racket, searches were conducted at around 50 places, including Kolkata, Gangtok, Siliguri, Darjeeling, Alipurdwar, at the premises of accused persons, including public servants and others. This is Akashvani, giving you the news. For quick news updates around the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. The Israel Defense Forces IDF announced today that it has killed 2 Hamas commanders who were behind the deadly attacks on southern Israel communities last week. The military said it killed Merad Abu Merad, who was the head of the Hamas aerial system, and Ali Qadi, a company commander of a commando force. IDF said Qadi was killed in a drone strike following intelligence inputs. Meanwhile, Palestinians are fleeing in a mass exodus from northern Gaza to the south after Israel's military told more than 1 million people to evacuate. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres urged Israel to reconsider its warning, calling it dangerous and deeply troubling. On the other side, an agreement has been reached under which Israel will allow foreigners to leave Gaza. Egypt, Israel and the United States have agreed to allow foreigners residing in Gaza to pass through the Rafah border crossing into Egypt. Israel agreed to refrain from striking in these areas. Moreover, amid this conflict, Israeli authorities have set their sights on dismantling Hamas's intricate cash-to-crypto global financial network, aiming to sever the group's support from charitable organizations and friendly nations. This strategic move comes as part of Israel's ongoing efforts to curb the funding streams of the Palestinian militant organization. New Zealand's National Party, led by Christopher Luxon, will form a new government as Prime Minister Chris Hipkins conceded his Labour Party's defeat after today's general election. Christopher Luxon will be New Zealand's next Prime Minister. With most of the votes counted, Luxon's National Party has about 39% of the vote. Labour Party has 26.9%, while Australian Capital Territory ACT Party has 9% of the vote share. National Party is expected to form an alliance with the ACT Party. National Party won over voters by promising relief for struggling middle-income people and to bring historically high inflation under control while reducing the country's debt. Back home, ahead of the assembly polls in Mizoram, political alignment and alliances are taking place in the political corridor. The ruling Mizo National Front MNF and the Hamar People's Conference Party Reformation have decided to work together in the forthcoming election due next month. The Hamar People's Conference Party Reformation is based in Sinlung Hills Council in Mizoram. It may be mentioned that the ruling Mizo National Front has already declared the names of candidates for all the 40 assembly constituencies. With elections just a few weeks away, political parties are walking the extra mile to reach every nook and corner of the state to woo the voters. Road Transport and Highways Ministry has taken up a campaign for Vivad Se Vishwas 2 to settle all eligible claims. This was agreed upon in a high-level meeting led by Union Minister Nitin Gadkari with the National Highway Builders Federation (NHBF) to resolve their issues. The NHBF was requested to ensure that all contractors file their claims by the 25th of this month. The government has declared the 23rd of August as National Space Day to commemorate the success of Chandrayaan-3 mission. In a Gazette notification issued today, Department of Space said the outcome of this historic mission will benefit mankind in the years to come. It said 23rd August marks an important milestone in the country's advancements in space missions and inspires younger generations towards enhanced interest in pursuing STEM. Haryana Chief Minister Manohar Lal has said classrooms of the state government's model culture primary schools will be converted into smart classrooms by the end of this year. He said out of 7,400 of these schools, more than 4,000 smart classrooms have already been made and the remaining will be completed soon. The Chief Minister was interacting with the parents of students studying in government model Sanskriti primary schools during the CM Ki Vishesh Charcha program in Chandigarh today. Star Indian shuttler PV Sindhu bowed out of the Arctic Open badminton tournament, losing to China's Wang Zhiyi 12-21, 21-11, 7-21 in the women's singles semi-final in Vantaa, Finland. In a roller coaster match where both players had dominant streaks, Sindhu lost in 63 minutes. This was Sindhu's first defeat against Wang in their third meeting. In the ICC Men's Cricket World Cup, India has thrashed Pakistan by 7 wickets at Ahmedabad. Chasing a paltry score of 192, India achieved it in just 30.3 overs, losing only 3 wickets. For India, the top scorers were skipper Rohit Sharma with 86 runs and Shreyas Iyer with 53 runs. Earlier put into bat first, Pakistan were bundled out for 191 in just 42.5 overs. Captain Babar Azam with 50 runs and Mohammad Rizwan with 49 runs were top scorers for Pakistan. Jasprit Bumrah, Mohammad Siraj, Hardik Pandya, Kuldeep Yadav and Ravindra Jadeja took 2 wickets each for the hosts. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has congratulated the Indian cricket team for the victory in the World Cup match. In a social media post, Mr. Modi said it was a great win in Ahmedabad, powered by all-round excellence. Union Ministers Anurag Singh Thakur and Amit Shah have also congratulated the Indian cricket team on the victory. In Jammu and Kashmir, as all big and small temples are gearing up for 9-day Navratri celebrations beginning tomorrow, Sri Mata Vaishno Devi Shrine Board is planning a direct helicopter service from Jammu Airport to the Panchi helipad near the shrine. Union Minister Jitendra Singh expressed happiness over the decision on a social media post. Once the service starts, the pilgrims can book their tickets online and offline. Our correspondent reports that at Katra town, the 9-day-long Navratra festival will commence with religious fervour and gaiety. From tomorrow, this year the Navratri festival will for the first time feature Karnataka's renowned Yakshagan theatre presentation centred around Mata Vaishno Devi. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has thanked artists Dhwani Bhanushali, Tanishq Bagchi and the team of Just Music for a musical rendition of a garba that he had penned years ago. In a social media post, Mr. Modi said he has not written for many years now, but he did manage to write a new garba over the last few days, which he will share during Navratri. Union Health Minister Dr. Mansukh Mandavia today inaugurated Nagaland's first medical college, Nagaland Institute of Medical Sciences and Research (NIMSR) at Rebegai in Kohima. Addressing the inauguration program, Dr. Mandavia said the institution will add strength to Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision of creating a healthier and prosperous India. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurates 141st session of International Olympic Committee in Mumbai. Says India is eager to organise Olympics in the country. G20 Parliamentary Speakers Summit concludes successfully in New Delhi. India hands over P20 Presidency to Parliament of Brazil. CBI conducts raids in connection with forged passport racket in various parts of West Bengal and Skkim. Israel claims to have killed 2 Hamas commanders behind last week's deadly attacks on its southern territory. Mass exodus of Palestinians from northern Gaza continues. And in the ICC Cricket World Cup, India crushed Pakistan by 7 wickets in Ahmedabad. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.gov.in and News on AIR app. That is all in the news at 9. Good night.